Hello guys, and welcome back. Today we're going to take a look at the G.I. Joe drag bike. So this is a vehicle that came out as part of the G.I. Joe Adventure Team action packs. They had a number of different ones. This one is pretty unique. It is a drag bike, as you can see, and it is transformable into a backpack so you can carry it. Kind of a really unusual design for a drag bike, but in any event, that is what it is. It is in complete condition, of course without the box, but it's in relatively decent shape. It's got normal play wear, so for a toy that's well over 40 years old, on its way to 50, cannot complain about that. And in a lot of cases, I don't always like to restore every piece I get. Some play wear can kind of add to the charm of a vehicle. So a little bit torn on how to go with this. So while I'm not going to do any kind of full restoration, not that it even needs a full restoration, I am going to touch it up a bit. It does need some cleaning, and could use a little bit of paint touch up in some areas. So notably, we'll take a look at the seat there. It's obviously worn out. This thing has been on many drag races apparently. So I'll just touch that black paint up. Both sides there, a little worn through, so that needs a little attention. Another thing that needs attention is the chrome. So the chrome, you notice on the engine, has worn away in a number of areas. Let's see the underneath there. It's all worn out. The handlebars are not too bad a shape, but they are a little roughed up. But I'm pretty much only going to touch up where it really needs it the most, where the chrome is completely worn away and gone to that yellow. And then some cleaning. It's just dirty and it looks like it's kind of like actually a bit moldy, so this is probably sitting in an attic or a loft or a garage. It's got some bits of grit and grime. Stickers are certainly not perfect, but I'm not going to remove those. Those are fine. So we'll just get to a little sprucing up on this and call it done. Okay, so I'm just going to start with some rubbing alcohol, taking care not to get that anywhere near the stickers because that will definitely ruin those. Probably don't even need to go as harsh as rubbing alcohol, not that it's the harshest chemical, but it's simple. It's going to dip a few Q-tips and run it along the dirty parts of the bike and clean it up a bit. You see the dirt coming right off. You notice there's some melt marks. Noticed one here. There's one on where the gas tank would be. A couple other little spots. It's just something that happens with the plastic from some old G.I. Joes. And not just G.I. Joes. There's a lot of old toys that will have a chemical reaction over time and end up getting some melt marks on it. Doesn't really bother me that much. I prefer not to have them, but it doesn't really take away from the toy's integrity. So I'll go ahead and continue that. Alright, so pretty much finished cleaning up the with the alcohol. Got most of the grime off. There's my proof. So in any event, gonna go ahead and start working on the touch-up for the bike. And picked this up actually for another project, actually the video before this, which was the 1979 Kenner Alien for his teeth. But when I actually received the figure, his teeth were in fine shape, so it didn't need the chrome pen. It was liquid chrome Molotow. So I'm going to use that on this project, so it's not going to go to waste. Okay, so make sure you shake it up really well. And you see the tip of it's white, and the way you activate this is you push it down. It's a pump action. And there's the chrome starting to come through. There we go. So let's give this a test. I'm going to do it on the underside of the motor. See how this looks. Alright, so it looks like that's going to give a pretty nice effect. So I'll keep going. Okay, so I'm gonna let the chrome dry for at least a day. Probably be better to leave it dry for a couple of days, because I don't want to touch it and get fingerprints into it, because I believe this particular chrome paint is going to take a little bit of time to cure. So I'm just going to leave that alone, and in the meantime I'm going to address the seat. So I just did a nice alcohol rub to remove all of the impurities on the black. I'm going to mask that off, and I decided instead of just touching it up, I'm going to spritz it with some new gloss black paint. So I'm going to use the Krylon Gloss Black paint and primer. Just a couple of dustings of that after I've masked this off, and I think it'll give a nice effect. Okay, so I got it all masked up, and I'm gonna go ahead and give it a spritz. Okay, so I just finished spritzing that with a couple of layers of the spray paint. So I'm gonna go ahead and let that dry, and then I'll unmask that. Okay, so I think I've given it enough time to dry, so let's see what we ended up with here. think that's looking pretty sharp so far. Alright, so that's the result. You'll notice like right about there was like a melt or a really deep gouge on the seat. I didn't really bother working on that because it's pretty minor, and again, I'm not looking for a showpiece. There's melt marks on this, just trying to refresh it a bit. But yeah, I think that'll work. Okay, so this is all painted up. So what I want to do now is I want to get into a little bit of novice. Not doing the whole three-step process. Just going to use the plastic clean and shine. See if I can bring a little luster back to this very bland red plastic. Give it a little bit of luster. So let's see if that'll work. Okay, so I think that helped a bit. Gave it some a little bit more life back into the plastic, a little more sheen. So let's go ahead and put it back together. See how it looks. So basically, you got this end here which you squeeze together, fit it in those slots. And then that clips right onto the back. Let's see here. And then on the front, you'll see that it's got a little clip that just fits over the slot there. And there we go. I think that is an improvement. Again, not a full restoration. This is just a cleanup and spruce up with a little bit of paint. And that's it, really. It's giving it a bit of a second life. I think the seat turned out pretty nice. Looks better without all the paint ripped off of it. I could, of course, replace the stickers. I even have Adventure Team stickers, but where I can, I like to leave the vintage ones. Again, I don't need this to look like a showpiece. Again, it's got the melt marks and stuff, but they're a lot less noticeable now that the bike is all cleaned up. I think the chrome definitely looks better. Take a closer look at the engine too. Zoom in on that, and you see that the engine definitely looks a lot better. Don't have all of that paint wear worn off where it was, so I think that looks a lot nicer. So it just shows a lot better now with the these touch-ups. Look a lot nicer on the shelf. Alright, so I figured let's get a G.I. Joe on there. Got a early 70s Adventure Team Land Adventurer. So they would kind of use the foot pegs in the back. And this would probably work best with a Kung Fu grip. But for the sake of the video, this is the guy I got on hand. Gonna keep him at my desk. And that's kind of what it would look like. I think the bike looks a lot better now with the cleanup and the paint job and a little bit of Novus to bring the plastic back. And that's it. Hope you guys enjoyed taking a look at the Action Pack drag bike from the G.I. Joe Adventure Team. As always, guys, thanks for watching. Till next time.